Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is the Angel Raiders podcast every Monday night at 9:30 EST. Here we are once again. We got a kind of special show for you tonight. We got two different guests. I was hoping to have them on at the same time, but we were having a couple of issues, and so that wasn't working out quite right. So we're going to start with our friend OrdinaryMute here. Welcome in, OrdinaryMute. How are you today?
I'm good. You?
Man, I am doing fantastic. Coming off of that mega raid today has me all hyped.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We also had we hit a milestone with the channel today. 1,000 members.
That we did. That's an incredible milestone that we hit today.
Yeah. So wow. Later on, we'll probably do I like to do party break, so we'll do a little bit of a party break for the 1,000 member hype that we got. But in the meantime, welcome in, OrdinaryMute. How are you doing? I already asked that, but tell me about your day, man. How's it going?
It's pretty good. Just working. If you've seen my Twitter, I'm a programmer by day, streamer by night. I have just a little bit about me. I have 2 bachelor's degrees, one in mathematics, one in computer programming. And I've been thinking about going back and getting my master's in computer science. I've been playing video games since I was a little kid. My first console was a Sega Genesis. I'm not incredibly old, but it's Sega Genesis. A lot of people don't know what that even is anymore. So, that's kind of honestly just a brief little history of me.
Right on, man. I grew up. My first system was a Nintendo, so Sega was right there with it. They were fighting all the time. I remember all those commercials where they were like bashing each other. So I'm right there with you, man. 2 bachelor's degrees. How long did that take you? Oh, I think you might have muted yourself there.
Oh, I thought I unmuted that. My bad.
Yeah,
it took me 6 years.
6 years. A lot of long nights?
Not really. The first one I was playing collegiate baseball, so I mean that was a grind, and the second one was pretty much while working full time. So, the computer science one wasn't too terribly difficult. Mm-hmm. So, the math one was hard because I had to take 17 and 18-hour semester.
Wow, yeah. I can imagine. I only went back to school after my kids were born, so everything was done online late at night. And after they went to bed, I would go break out the books and study until I couldn't study anymore, and then I'd go to sleep and do it all over again.
Versa. It was rough, and I had 5 a.m. practices, 5 a.m. weights, 3-hour practices, studying. The math one was way harder.
Oh man, I can only imagine. So let's bring it back around to the Angel Raiders. How did you become a part of this group that's now at 1,000 members?
So about a month ago, I was streaming. I don't remember what I was streaming, and I looked over at my Twitch because I keep it up on the monitor right behind me.
Yeah.
And I noticed that I had a couple messages, and I was like, okay, well, that's weird. No one ever really messages me on Twitch. And I looked at it, and most of it's spam, but then I got one from Justice for Pug, or is it Justice for Pugs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a message from him that I read like a half hour after he had sent it, and I joined the Discord, and the rest of that is pretty much history.
Yeah. So he's the guy that brought you in?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember, I think Wookie's in the chat here. I see him. He went to the bathroom quick at work, at least to throw on a host. Got to get back to work. Yeah, he's the guy that invited me in back years ago. Well, not years ago. Seems like years ago. Months ago. What are we, like 8 months into this now? 1,000 members finally. Yeah, 8 months. But it was Wookie that brought me in. So Lanz
Yeah,
needs
it's
me. I'm getting a thing in the chat. Lanz needs me. If I click on him, it's gonna mess up our video. But you want to see if we can bring him in?
yeah,
Let's
most
see.
definitely.
Hey, we'll get a little sloppy here for a minute and see if we can't bring him in. Let's see. Lands an ordinary mute. Start this call. Okay, it might hang up on you. We'll have to bring you back. Everyone else gets to stare at my Discord here. All right. Well, while we do this, we'll see what happens. Let's start a video call with all of these guys.
There he is.
Hey, look at who it is. Let me see if I can just do it this way. It's going to look a little funny. We're going to deal with it and go from there. What's up, Lance? How are you?
I'm good.
I don't have a little thing made for you.
No, we could have just kept it a single then.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll hang out for a little bit. Watch
all
this.
Right.
Watch this. I'll
Ooh, look at that technology.
Look at that. We'll just make you small for a minute, and then
let me
boom.
Go. Take a
big.
peek.
Oh man. All right, we can do this too. No, we can't. Can we do it like that? Is that all right?
Let me
everybody?
go see.
A little choppy on your end, Pastor.
On my end.
Yeah, you getting a little chop.
Are you already live? Let me go take a look and see how it's going.
Yeah. If I don't move, it's very. Well, we tried, right?
Maybe you can try reducing the bit rate.
I can't
not
do
sure
it
you
while
get
we're
that.
live.
As I say, I don't think you get that option with Discord. That's the issue with the video call with Discord is you don't get options with bit rate.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You don't get to I mean, they set your bit rate however the hell they want to, and that's an issue.
Yeah.
Oh no, well the bit rate directly from whatever you're using. Are you using Streamlabs or are you using OBS?
OBS.
Mm.
Yep, and it's my bit rate is good. I have I'm still getting the green, and everything's looking good. So it's just Discord that's being choppy.
Yeah, it's not. It's not your. It's not OBS that's your issue. It's,
yeah, true.
It's Discord's
Let's do this.
call thing.
Boom.
Thank you for that compliment, Versatiler.
What's he say? That pose makes it look like Lionel Richie's album. Yep, there you go. There you go. Well, can we handle it like this, or do we want to go back to the singles and bring you back on in a minute?
It don't matter to me.
I think we're doing
I think it's fine.
I think we're doing all right. There's just a little bit of a lag. I'd shrink everything up. Next time we'll I think I got a different idea for the next time. I just have to bring it in a little bit different, but that's what it's all about. It's a little bit of a learning curve early on in the Angel Raiders podcast. Yeah, so
we live and we learn.
What's that?
We live and we learn.
Oh yeah, every week. I tell you, every week there's something new. I try and add something new to the stream every single week, and which adds a new element of surprise, but it also brings kind of the fun to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So uh-oh. You dropped for a second.
What happened?
There you go. So we were just talking with you, Mute, about kind of where you came from. What about you, Lance? You've been part of the team for quite a while. I think you've been here longer than I have, right?
Maybe a little bit. I've been here since January, I believe.
Okay.
Actually, I feel like you were here.
Maybe.
I don't know if you were a leader, though, but you were definitely here.
Okay, yeah, I was around. We were having a baby about that time, so.
Yes, I remember that. I remember when you had the baby. Yeah.
So how did you come in?
So I came in thanks to Chaos, actually.
Yeah.
So Chaos found me in another Discord group that's called Wasteland Mafia. And he just happened to send me an invitation while I was on there. I was still fairly new to Twitch, and I mean, I've had Discord for a very long time, but I didn't used to like jump into different Discords. So I figured I'd check out the Angel Raiders and see what they were all about. And when I came in, it was, it wasn't what I was expecting. Everybody was super friendly, it was pretty chill. The whole concept of like an entire Discord group just going in and raiding people randomly was definitely brand new to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just something that I found interesting, and I figured I'd stick around and see how it goes.
Okay. They're saying the other two are a little choppy.
Yeah, ours is kind of choppy, but I mean, I think we can live with it for now.
Yeah. We live and learn. So, I don't know how to fix it at this point. Yeah. So you came in, and I think that's one of the things that was intriguing about this channel was it was just showing love to a bunch of other streamers. And when was the first time that you were rated mute? Do you remember that?
It would have been two weeks ago, roughly.
Okay.
I think I was rated. It pushed me over that 50 mark. I was at like 48 followers, and I was averaging six viewers, so I just needed like two more follows, and then I was pushing me right over that raid pushed me like way over.
Yeah.
Pushed me way over, and it got me that affiliate.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I bet. That's great.
That's like one of the best feelings in the world when you finally get that email. You're like, we did it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was pretty funny when I first got mine. Like, let's see, I think you guys had rated me, and we had like a pretty high view count. That was the only thing I was missing for the longest time. And then it showed that I had like a 3.95 average, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to wait to get that remaining 0.5 average to get affiliate. So I went, took a shower, then I came back out, and I saw a message saying that I got affiliate. So that was pretty exciting.
That is exciting. That's incredible.
Yeah, those moments. Well, were you a part of the group when we raided the guy and he just he left right as we raided him, and so we just stared at his chair for like an hour?
Yeah, I remember. We gave his chair a name.
Yes, that was great.
We bonded with the chair for the whole stream.
That's incredible.
Do you remember the name that we gave him?
I don't. Mermaid. You gave the chair the name, if I remember correctly. Do you remember what name it was?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Let's do that. Yeah. So I remember. Could you imagine like going to take a shower and then coming back, and there it is. You've like hit your 50 viewers. You've got your affiliate email, or no, it wasn't a bad pun. I don't think.
It might have actually been Charlie, though.
Yeah.
It could have been something like Charlie.
Yeah, something like that. Was it the chair or the tank? Or were you talking to both of them? I don't remember. It was a while ago. This is my life, right? I will start thinking about one thing, have a whole train of thought, and just rabbit trail for an hour. Just what happens.
Yeah.
What were the things that got you into gaming? You said, Mute, that you've been gaming most of your life. What was some of the earliest things that got you into gaming, or earliest memories of games?
Well, to be honest with you, the biggest thing in my life was growing up was my grandpa, and he really got me into playing games. We'd lay up all night playing the Quake and Doom games, even though I was incredibly scared of those games.
Yeah.
You got a cool grandpa.
Back on the Nintendo 64, and I can remember as a little kid, every night during the summer, he would play what it's called Heroes of Might and Magic: The Quest for the Dragon Staff. I'm not sure if anybody in chat will know what that is. It was a PlayStation 2 game, and and he would play that every night. He could speed run it and beat the entire game in about 45 minutes for a guy that was in his 60s. I mean, I thought that was incredible. And he'd play that every night, and that's just kind of that's what really sealed playing video games for me.
Wow, playing video games with Grandpa. I don't think my grandpa could even hold a controller. Like, what's this piece? Yeah, so
Definitely not.
that's pretty awesome. What about you, Lance? How did you come across video games, or what was your introduction?
So my introduction into video games, my earliest memory of gaming was, I think, when I was 3, and I had the Super Famicom. I think the Atari, that's what it was.
Yeah.
All I remember from that time period was just the fact that it was a joystick, and then the games were black and white. That's all I kind of vividly remember from that time. I think that was when I went to Italy with my parents.
Okay.
So I think my dad had bought that for us while we were there. But my dad, in general, he's always been like a big tech person. So we had computers early on, had internet, had all that stuff. So I guess that was his way of trying to introduce me, I guess, into technology. And it worked, because from there, I had like a pretty massive interest in computers as well, just like he did. So he built me my first PC when I was 5. That was a Windows 95,
Wow.
I believe, that I had on there. I had like maybe 2 PC games. I think one of them was the early Doom. Another one was a very weird puzzle game that I do not remember how the hell that went. And then from there, pretty much just been gaming ever since. Moved on to the SNES. Then I had a Sega, then a PS1, PS2. Pretty much that's how the story keeps on going with gaming. It was my dad that pretty much brought me into it. He even used to play video games with me. At least on the PS1, I remember he used to play with me. He liked playing a lot of racing games, primarily.
Yeah. So I'm detecting an accent. Where, where are you from?
So I'm half Italian, half Nigerian, but I was
Okay.
born and raised in Nigeria.
Okay. And then, did you ever go over to Italy?
Italy?
Yeah.
When I was 2.
Okay.
So literally the only way I can remember anything from that trip was from the videos that he made when we were there.
Okay. Right on. Right on. Very cool. And Mute, I am not detecting an accent. So where are you from?
I'm from Kansas. Yeah, Kansas.
Kansas. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Well, it's currently where I live. It's
Right.
not where I grew up, but
right.
grew up in Oklahoma.
Okay. Right on. Are either of you basketball fans? Are you watching NBA playoffs right now?
No, not really. I'm not a huge basketball guy.
Yeah.
Yes, similar to Mute. Not a huge basketball fan. I do, you like how you would be with most of your friends who are basketball fans. If they're watching it, you'd be like sitting down there with them and helping them cheer on whichever team that they have. So yeah, you just gotta blend in with everybody else. I'm more of a soccer person. Growing up, I call it football.
Right.
Then I came to America, and I have to adjust myself and now call it soccer, because here the only football that they acknowledge is American football.
It's American football.
It's American football. I played soccer, football, whatever. I played that. That was my main sport all through high school, and after high school, played on an indoor team. So, yeah, played a lot of that. I'm a pretty well. I would say I'm a fan. I don't watch it on TV. I just like to play. But
I can understand that.
yeah.
Yeah, I despise watching baseball, but I love playing it.
Yep. There you go. There you go.
Baseball? Yeah. Oh, Pastor, I was looking at the chat and I think they missed posting the podcast
They missed posting it on
the chat. Yeah, looks like they missed it.
Yeah, they did.
posting it in the the going live stuff.
Yeah,
No, even in
in the general chat.
Okay.
like how we do the raids and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, do it now.
All right, let me grab the link.
Yeah, I mean we're 9 viewers strong at
Mm-hmm.
listening, so that's pretty good for not posting anything and saying.
Indeed.
I threw out a link or
Waiting for the. There it is. I was gonna retweet it.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of my
Delete
little
that.
banner down here. Maybe. Boom.
Oh, I'd clicked the wrong button.
Lower third. Look, now we're all together.
Now we're all together.
And we'll make this bigger. Here, let's do this. Boom. We can adjust.
Frosty, you. Oh,
Boom.
my man.
All right.
We can adjust on the fly. How's that look?
Oh, that looks great.
All right. Someday you'll all have a nice studio like this one. Earlier, I don't remember who I got. Somebody was like, "Man, that is a nice setup." I'm like, "It's just my sheet."
Part of me has been wanting to get a green screen for a while, but there's not a lot of room in here.
Right.
No,
I don't know about that.
I like the aesthetic of letting people see what's behind me, like my Dragon Ball Z figurines, my sloth that's sitting on the couch.
Yep.
I have a little. I don't know what they're called. One of these little cats.
Oh,
Yeah.
those. Well, we'll just call them Nekos for the meantime. I feel like I don't know if they have a particular name, but we'll just give them the Japanese name of Neko.
They have a name. I just don't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Well, we saw your room before the stream a little bit, so it looks really nice, Lance. Well done.
Thank you. I cleaned it up quite nicely.
The reason I use a green screen is because you don't want to see what's behind it.
You got your drum set behind there?
Yeah, it's back there. So we're in the middle of a remodel on our house, and the walls. This is the one room that my office is in that hasn't been redone, and so like the walls have like where there were pictures, you can see stains around where the walls were or the pictures were, and there's like this weird thing that looks like it's dripped down the walls, and I think it's I don't know what it is. It's gross. So it needs a new coat of paint. I came in and washed everything, and it's still there. So we're just kind of leaving it at that.
Yeah, I feel you. I understand.
So this makes it look a lot nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me feel.
Your green screen right now.
Hmm?
I was gonna say your green screen right now. Is this the same way it was the last time I think we came on your stream, where it's like a cloth on like two stands?
Yep. Just it's a green sheet. Picked it up for not like $10 or something, and some tent poles on the side that hold it up. And went to Harbor Freight and got these right here. They're about 50 cents each.
Mm-hmm.
And
Those things are awesome, and they're super strong too.
yeah, man.
So cost efficient.
So I saw somebody else that put up a green screen, and they just used poster board. I think they're in our group. They said they just put some poster board on the back of their chair, and
Poster board.
Yeah. So if you can get enough to cover like however wide you reach out,
Yeah,
it should be good.
and you can simply fold it up and tuck it away somewhere.
Right.
That is genius.
That's not bad.
I saw another one that they clip on the back of your chair itself, and it kind of comes around you like that. And so you could probably do something like that with poster board too if you got really inventive.
Yeah, I guess I should probably look up a few things and see how creative I can get with those, because I'm not about to spend $100 plus for an
What? Yeah.
professionally made.
It's
If I'm gonna spend that kind of money, we're gonna go for a dual PC stream setup because I have all the tools. I just need the equipment.
Yep, exactly. I'm still trying to figure out how to. So I have a laptop that's not here today, but normally I run the chat on that. And if I could run Discord on that end and still grab it from my Mac, that's where I want to go. But again, merging together a PC and a Mac, they don't like to talk to each other very nice.
No,
they don't play very nice with each other.
No. There was a thing in the chat a little bit earlier. What is your favorite games right now?
Lanzo, you go first on this one.
All right. So favorite game right now. Well, easily, if you've been following my streams or even on my social media, it's hands down Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, because I am like a massive From Software fan. I love I love Demon Souls, Dark Souls. I couldn't play Bloodborne because I don't own a PS4, and with the PS5 right around the corner, I'm just like, there's no room point in me wasting money on a PS4 anymore. I'll just wait for the PS5.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Yeah,
And oh, go ahead. You can say.
oh, you're good. You're good.
All right. So with Sekiro, the reason why I enjoyed it so much is not only does it give me the same Soulsborne feel that all the other games have given, like the extreme difficulty, just the amount of customization you can have with your play style and all that, but this game it felt a lot smoother than the others. The others were a little more clunky because you could equip like some hefty ass armor and literally just be there tanking hits and all that stuff. You could set up your stats where you're like a massive tank, all those things. But Sekiro, you have one character. You can't do any crazy customization on him. All you can do is increase his health and occasionally increase his attack when you defeat a boss. But what they do give you is new options for like traversing the environment. You can grapple around buildings. You can sneak up on bosses and instantly take away a full chunk of their health, which is something that is unheard of with any Souls game. They give you the whole resurrection system. And like I said, you have a lot of tools you can use, like the ninja tools. Those give you a different take on how you can approach each fight in the game. So overall, it was really, really fun. Like it was a breath of fresh air compared to all the other Souls games that I've played so far.
Did you get a chance to play Bloodborne?
I didn't. I tested it out once, but because I don't have a PS4, I wasn't able to like actually enjoy it. I was thinking about playing it on the, what they call that shit, the PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
The streaming service that they have. I saw that it's on there. It's like $15 a month, I think. So
man, if you really like the play style that Sekiro is, and you like the idea of actually being able to play multiple different play styles without being able to be like overly tanky and just take damage, Bloodborne is the best of the From Software games, because you always have to be on your feet, but there's like 20 different play styles you can play between magic, a shooter, a beat 'em up, hybrid builds. It's incredible how many different builds you can do, and each weapon has its own alternate style. So you have every weapon transforms.
Yeah, I've seen a ton of videos about Bloodborne at this point, so it does look amazing, and that is one of the few things that still makes me want to buy a PS4 to now. But we'll see. I might consider trying out the thing.
Yeah, I understand your qualms with not wanting to buy a PS4 because we're so late in the game and PS5 is coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys excited for the PS5?
Oh, hells yeah.
I think it's gonna be the same. I mean, the hardware is still gonna be like 3 years behind what I can do on a PC even now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if you want, I mean, anyone who in chat who doesn't believe it, I built a gaming PC that would run circles around an Xbox One X for $900.
Yeah, that's why I always prefer PC over console anyways, because it's a lot cheaper for you to build a powerhouse computer and you can keep upgrading it. You don't have to replace all your parts at once versus console. That's another reason why I didn't want to get a PS4 first. I bought a PC instead.
One thing that a lot of people in the gaming community don't understand is PC gaming's getting cheaper and cheaper every single year.
Yep.
Compared to console gaming, and you don't get the freedoms with consoles, and console prices continue to go up every single generation. While, I mean, about the only thing you have to worry about with PC gaming right now is graphics cards are a little on the high end because of Bitcoin, and RAM's a little on the high end because of Bitcoin. But but I think that stuff's going to come down once they figure out how to mine Bitcoin without having to skyrocket prices.
But yeah, you've seen that the price already came down drastically. It was like I think early last year when the whole cryptocurrency mining boom was like at its peak.
Mhm.
That's when graphic cards were like ridiculously expensive. But when the prices for Bitcoins crashed like halfway through the year, all the GPU prices started coming down. Hell, there are like a ton of abandoned NVIDIA graphic card lying around now. You can get them on eBay for like dirt cheap.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, and there's tons of people in this community that understand a PC build and kind of what a budget looks like and how to build a good gaming computer around a budget.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
I think we skipped over you, Mute, when we started talking about PS5. I got all excited for a minute.
Yeah, we didn't ask him what his favorite game is.
You're
What's your
right.
Oh
favorite
man, I knew you guys were going to circle back around this.
Yeah.
So currently, I mean, I'm a huge fan of looter shooters.
Okay.
At one point, I mean, I hate to say it, but I put 300 hours in 2 months into Destiny 2 when Forsaken dropped, which is unreal. But that started to die down, and I really started to get into the Borderlands series. Borderlands 2, I played Borderlands 1 back on the Xbox 360 when it came out, and I never picked up Borderlands 2. Well, I take that back. I picked it up on several consoles, but I never actually played it. And I finally sat down and played it, and it is an absolute blast. It is an incredibly fun game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Borderlands 2 was very amazing. I played it on the PS3 early on when I had that, and that was I think that was one of my very first introductions into looter shooters. After that was Destiny, but Borderlands 2, I had so much fun with it. Excited for Borderlands 3 then?
I'm so excited for Borderlands 3. I just wish there was a company out there that could do the looter shooter genre correctly. I thought The Division was going to be it when it first released. It was so good, and then it doesn't have an end game.
Division 1?
No,
Or
Division
2?
2.
Okay.
It has no end game other than replaying the same 5 missions over and over again to grind for, I guess, min-max. I mean, even World Tier 5 running around solo, I just eat through enemies. I don't know if it's just because I got lucky and got really, really good loot, or I just don't have any know of what to do in the end game.
Damn, that's crazy. Like you would think that they would have learned their lesson from Division 1, because I know Division 1 when it first dropped was pretty bad and lacked all manners of content. It had nothing. But then like a year down the line, they started adding all these different things to the game, and that's when I picked it up. I picked it up like a year after it came out. It was fun. It was crazy.
Division 1 got in a really, really, really good place, and I think the Division 2 has ran into some issues when trying to release the raid, because I think they've delayed the raid. I think it was supposed to come out like last week or a week or 2 weeks ago, and it didn't. So I think they're running into some issues with trying to release the raid and it not be bad. So I don't know. And the DZ is just the DZ is a hard thing to do in gaming. The idea of the DZ without it just being just a complete face roll for people who can min max.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's very hard for anybody to get it right. Did you ever pick up Anthem?
I did, and I hated every second of it. I noticed in the first 5 minutes that I had already collected every single gun you can see in the game.
Pretty much.
And I was completely just bummed out about that game. And Tequila, that's exactly how the Division Dark Zone should work, is RuneScape Wilderness. And
Oh wow.
but that's originally how it worked in the Division 1, but they seen that there were people who could min max and had time to do that and could just I mean, they would camp entrances and just kill people as they walked in, and it made the dark zone awful. They would have to tier it to basically be like, based off of a certain level and a skill set, you would be matched against people who are with you.
Damn. Well, that's pretty much why I didn't end up picking Division 2 anyways. So when I played the beta for Division 2, it just felt like more Division 1. It didn't really give me anything new, anything
Which
that would...
I didn't have any qualms with having more Division 1. I wanted more Division 1. I wanted them just to take Division 1 at its in current state and just
make it
basically
better.
and make it better. And I think gameplay wise, they did. There's no end game.
Yeah. So content wise, what I was referring to, like there wasn't any real new content that was gonna make it like stick out to me. Or better still, make it worth $60 to me.
Yeah.
Like with Anthem, I did not make the mistake with Anthem. I'm grateful to
I did.
EA. Or you paid the full money for Anthem?
Yeah, I actually bought the collector's edition.
Ooh.
The $70 one, because
all
of the I mean, they lured me in with so I got an invite to the beta before I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it. It was crappy. And then they sent another test and they fixed everything. And I was like, okay, well, is BioWare going to actually do this the right way? And they kept fixing things and iterating on things throughout the alphas and the betas. And I was like, okay, well, I'm in, because I mean, you don't see a lot of EA companies do this. It's just like, okay, here's what you get. And then I got suckered.
Hard, yeah. The collector's edition and everything.
I took my time. Like I was watching a lot of videos of other people who played, and I played the beta, so I saw how they improved upon it. And it was like the beta was running smooth, everything was going well. And then the full game came out on day one. The shit was laggy as hell, had the longest load times in the world, crazy bugs where mobs of enemies will appear out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. So I did the 1 month, what's it called? EA Access? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the EA Access. That's awesome. That's a really awesome program, by the way. If you guys don't want to buy games, the EA Access program, you pay $15. You try as many games as you want in a month, and then you'll know.
Exactly. So that's what I did. I gave them a month's trial. The game was still shit. I wasn't going to bother paying the full price. Besides, it's probably going to drop down in price within the next month anyways.
I doubt it. It's EA. It's not going to drop down in price until they release another iteration.
Damn, they're stingy as hell. Holy crap.
Well, yeah, it's EA. One of two things are going to happen first. They're either going to release a second iteration and then it'll drop the price of the first one, or they're going to shut down BioWare and not make it available anymore, like they did with Visceral Games.
That would be so painful. Peter bites.
You got Captain America
great.
here.
Hey, it felt great. Like honestly, Anthem was a good game. It was fun to play. It was just different enough that it didn't make you feel like you were playing a Destiny knockoff or a Division knockoff. It was its own game. They just, poor management. They fucked it up.
The gameplay itself was incredible. It just, if you, I mean, I really noticed as playing it that it looked like EA told BioWare to take the beginning of the game and the end of the game and cut those out and just make that the game. And then we'll sell the middle part of the game as DLC. And if you notice on the roadmap, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they did.
Interesting.
Because there's a point in the beginning of the game where you see a character, you have no idea who it is, and you do the mission, and then there's later in the storyline you see that character again, and you're introduced to that character.
Yeah.
I have no clue because I don't play that game. Never have. I've seen some of the raids that we've done, watched a little bit about it, but I just don't know. So haven't had a whole lot to interject in there. Tequila Salai says, are they interested in indie games? Also, which one has been their favorite so far, and which ones are you looking forward to?
Indie game wise, or
Yeah,
indie game wise, let's look at Steam real quick because I, to be honest with you, I'm not a huge indie game guy, but if I have to say an indie game that I really like, Risk of Rain 2. Incredibly made game. It's so fun, and the amount of, when it first came out, I played the crap out of it.
Give me a rundown on it because I am not familiar with it at all.
So you pick between well, you have to unlock the characters. So you get the first character that is just a normal, just shoot guy. You have two different abilities. You have a movement ability, and you have I guess an alternate damage ability. It's kind of like a bigger blast or something like that.
Right.
And then basically you're in a zone. You kill enemies, they give you coins. When you kill enemies, then you run around, you pick up chests. You spend your coins on the chest, which give you items, which make you stronger to kill more enemies, and you just keep that gameplay loop trying to get through the 4 levels, and then those 4 levels reset, and then the mobs just get way harder.
Okay.
Huh. So it's kind of like a survival game, where you keep killing waves of enemies.
Yes, yeah, it's a horde-based survival game, but it's done in a way that you can spend 2 hours and and not even realize you spent 2 hours playing it.
Oh wow, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. What about you, Lance?
For me, I like indie games quite a bit, but I tend not to find the time to actually play them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have so many indie games lined up that I want to play, but I'm just like, but there's this AAA title right there calling my name. I can't make time. But the last indie game I did play though. Oh, what were you about to ask?
Oh, I was gonna say. So what? Go ahead and say your last one. But I was gonna ask, what is the one that's lined up? Like, if there wasn't a AAA title that you're gonna play, what would be the next one?
Oh, so that would actually be Salt and Sanctuary. It's yes, that game.
Ooh, that's a good
number of them.
That's a good one.
It's basically like a 2D, a side-scrolling Dark Souls game. It's basically what it's like.
What's the chat might know? What's the Dark Souls style indie game where it's a lot of like it's a lot of like neon colors. Your character has chat if what is it called?
It's not Katana Zero, is it? But definitely not Katana Zero. That just came out.
No, it's been out for a while. What is it called?
Is it side-scrolling as well?
Yes, it's side-scrolling as well.
I feel like I might know what you're talking about.
Are you able to see the chat there? They're saying Hyperlight Drifter.
It might be Hyperlight Drifter.
Is it Hyperlight Drifter? Let's look at let's see what Steam has to say.
Yeah.
Come on. No, it's not that one. It's a
Oh no, it's definitely not this one.
No, because that's not a side scroller. That's I think it's a top down.
Yeah, it's a top down.
It's an isometric. No, this is
Well, you guys are trying to figure that one out. I've been playing one with my daughter called Hue.
Oh, Hue.
Hue, Hue.
Yeah, Hue, and it's a side scroller. It's very simple, and it's like there's different colors, and
cool.
Like you change the backgrounds of the colors to open up. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's a puzzler. And my daughter will sit here and play for hours with me, and so I just let her go. And then when she can't figure it out, then I jump on and do it. And I think
you come back and help.
Yeah, I think I'm helping, but I think she's better than me. She's 9, so she grew up with all this stuff. Growing up, my computers, I had a 386, like IBM piece of big old floppy drive, and that was about it.
The early life.
Yep. Commander Keen and the original Duke Nukems. Those were my first games ever.
Mm-hmm.
Did you figure it?
But,
What's
I
that?
think so.
We're gonna find this.
So Mute, I have three options. Is it Dead Cells?
Dead Cells. I think that's it. I think it's called Dead
Yeah.
Cells.
The
Yep,
option-
it's Dead Cells. That's
Oh,
it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Very Souls-like.
Do you remember Blasphemous? That was another game that I saw back then that was very Souls-like.
No, I do not. I haven't heard that one.
You should check it. It's actually very brutal for a side-scrolling game.
Blast.
Yeah. Just so chat, people that are coming in late, yeah, you probably don't have any clue. We're just hanging out, talking about games for a minute. Indie games, specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't answer the question of what was the last one that I had played.
Right.
So the last indie game I played was called Forgotten Anne. So Square Enix had started this new initiative that they have where they have people like submit indie games to them, and they'll pick like 2 or 3 of them and they'll sponsor those games as publishers.
Okay.
So Forgotten Anne was one of the games that got picked. I think this is for last year or 2 years ago. Scrolling platformer that's kind of like I would say anime style, or no, not anime. Old cartoon style, like those really nice Disney style animations, and it had a very, very nice story to it too. Also, apparently, the choices you made in the game affected how the game ends, which is something I didn't know up until like halfway through the game. So that was something.
So if you replayed the game, it has some replayability from it because of
Yes.
Yeah.
It has some replayability.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah, I don't. Other than I mean, I have a couple indie games in my library, but not very much. Because I just play. I spend a lot of time here, and I play games just to hang out with people. So a lot of the games that I play are like party games, Jackbox games when people come over. Yeah.
I got the free Jackbox. I think it was Jackbox 3.
Okay. Yeah.
From Epic.
Okay.
That they were giving out for free, but I haven't even touched it yet. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with it.
It's fun if you have a lot of people close, like in the same room. It's kind of harder to play over the internet. That's been my.
I've seen there was a stream that I popped into early on when I joined the Angel Raiders.
Yeah.
She was doing a Jackbox stream, and it was actually pretty fun when I did it with her.
Okay.
I was actually thinking, I think earlier today, that maybe the Angel Raiders should consider having like game nights, and we could do the Jackbox party.
I have some options. That was one of the things I was thinking about. Also, there are some card games that I have figured out. I think I figured out a way that we could send the cards that other people would have pulled over to them. So we could play games like, probably similar to like Cards Against Humanity or Snake Oil. That's one I love, where it's more improv than it is. The cards just give you the words that you need, but there's a lot of improv involved. So things like that.
Okay.
Looking at some options for that, and people who can think quick on their feet for stuff. Hey, we got another question here. It says, what's something that that personally bothers you about your own stream that you're seeking to improve? Is it software, hardware, visual, content, etc.? Is there something that bugs you that you want to improve?
I'll let you take this.
You want to get this one first, Mute?
No, well, shoot, something personal that bothers you about your own stream that's seeking improvement. Multitasking is a hard one. Trying to stay focused and stay engaged with chat at the same time of not letting the gameplay die a little bit. you watch some of the streamers that have been doing this for 4 or 5 years, some of the top tier people, and they can talk to chat without it seeming like they've taken their focus off of the game, and that's a learning curve that I'm definitely trying to learn.
I think the key to that is also having your chat in a space that's easy to see without taking your eyes actually off the game.
Yeah, and my current setup doesn't super duper allow me to do that. If
Right.
I was to get, because I found that cable that allows me to do USB to female XLR, and then I could just get me a female to male converter, and then I could get me a one channel Behringer for like $50,
Right.
and that would allow me to do a dual stream. So then I could take and I could move my setup just a little bit, so that way I could put chat almost like right at my monitor, so I don't have to take my focus off of it.
That would be. Yeah, my chat's always like down over here, so
yeah,
I'm like, I'm looking right at the camera when I'm doing it, or it's down over here. I try and run it in a couple of different spots, but because I have an iPad that I don't do anything with, so I'll run it over there. But
I've been noticing that running it from I have an old iPhone that I don't use, so I downloaded the Twitch app and running my chat through that. And I've noticed taking that and kind of putting it at the base of my monitor, I can really see what's going on with chat pretty well. If I could get the chat just to be a complete full screen instead of seeing the stupid, I think I could do audio only, which would really help with that. So
yeah, that could be another option too.
And larger font. That's my
yes,
big one. Bigger font. I know if you run it, like a lot of PC streamers will actually grab the chat from like an IRC channel, and then inside it's more customizable that way rather than the chats the way that Twitch runs with it. It's not very customizable, but if you grab it through like a program like Chatty or something like that, you can really do a lot more with it. Even to the like, it will detect when followers come in, and you can do certain things for not just followers. When people come into your stream, it can notify you when certain people come in, rather than just like you having to wait for them to chat in or something like that.
Yeah, and I know you. I know you've been talking. You talked to me earlier about trying to build some kind of macros based around when you see those people come in, either at have an automated engagement or some kind of thing. You see them come in, and you can click a button or something like that to announce something or engage something.
Right.
Huh. I always wondered how. Oh, sorry. You were gonna continue?
No, go for it.
I was gonna say I always wondered how like because sometimes when I go on some certain streams, I see like as soon as I get in there, it welcomes me, even though I haven't followed, I haven't said anything yet. It just automatically welcomes you.
Right.
So I always thought maybe it was like a bot that did that, but I've checked out like 4 different bots and none of them seem to do it. So I always wondered what it was. So Chatty does it.
It's probably a built-in. It's probably a built-in, or not a built-in, as something you have to program yourself within one of the higher complex bots. I know Nightbot doesn't give you a whole lot of freedoms. Stream Elements gives you a lot of customizable freedoms. Like at one point when I was playing BRs a little bit more than I was going to build a store based off of one of the BRs I was off of Apex, and allow people who spend time in the chat to spend currency to basically either help me in the game or hinder me or pick my loadouts and stuff like that. Which Stream Elements is really, really good. I'm times a factor in some of that.
Yeah. So if you're on a PC, the company Streamlabs bought the company that has they can play desktop sounds when somebody comes into your stream, and I think Streamlabs is integrating that into their chat bot, so it will recognize when someone comes in, but it's only for a PC. So if you're on a Mac, you're out of luck. So
I should give that a look.
basically, I have everything hotkeyed on because I have a Stream Deck now. So it's not set up on this profile, but when I'm doing it, if I want a sound command or something, I just have it right on a hotkey, so I can just push it as soon as I see somebody say something that's been a part of my channel. Then I just hit the button and it starts something like that. It starts going.
So what's the feature called?
That's a good question. I don't remember because it was a German company that had the that was working on the bot before Streamlabs took over, if I remember right. And I don't know that the web-based version of it worked, but the desktop version of it would grab as soon as somebody came in. It would queue, and you could make it either do a chat command where it welcomed them in, or it could play a sound, or you just had a whole bunch of options with it. And then they stopped developing for it, and I think they stopped developing because Streamlabs was taking over that market and working on buying them out. And then they picked up the bot, and it has kind of turned it into their own thing. And I was plunking around on their website, and I saw that they were really I think they've been doing some stuff with their bots, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's a web availability here in coming up. But like I said, it's not for a Mac, so I'm out of luck.
I do most of my stream elements editing. I don't even do it through the actual OBS client. I do everything online through the actual website.
Right, like all your chat commands and stuff.
Well, I do any type of widget. I need to, unless I'm adding it to my scene, I edit all of my widgets and everything on the actual website. I don't do any of it through OBS because I think the OBS Streamlabs is really, really clunky and very unhelpful.
Right.
And you're very, very hindered. Extremely hindered, especially if you're not a Twitch affiliate and you stream to multiple platforms like I did when I first started, because I streamed to Twitch and Facebook. You don't get the option to basically develop your scene and your stream elements or Streamlabs stuff at the same time because you're hindered to one set of overlays. And so I just did everything on their actual website because you can swap between profiles and set up all of your alerts and everything through that.
Yeah. Go for it.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay, so the question was, what is one thing that we would want to change about our stream, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, recently I've been actively looking into all these bots because I started off with Nightbot. Nightbot was trash.
Yep.
As everybody says, Nightbot's trash. Yep. Then I moved on to Streamlabs. So Streamlabs is what I'm currently using, and the Streamlabs bot on the direct client, it's kind of bare bones. So I got the dedicated Streamlabs chatbot app, and when I opened that one up, it had like a ton of stuff in there. I wasn't even sure what I was going to do with those, so I haven't touched it yet. Then I went to go look at Stream Elements, and Stream Elements is amazing. Oh my god! Like I'm very much contemplating just shifting my entire streaming setup to Stream Elements at this point, because the amount of customization that you can do, making your layout and all the things you can add directly on the web client, it's ridiculous. So that's one thing that I'm thinking of changing.
The only thing that I don't like about the Stream Elements, because I would 100% switch Stream Elements, is I would have to get regular OBS in order to integrate and their overlay customizations is bare bones compared to Streamlabs overlay customizations. And I really, 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 really like the art style of the free overlay that I was able to find.
Mm.
So then once you start making your own overlays and kind of branding yourself,
Yes.
then it's probably a good time to make
Then
that switch.
Then it'll be time to make that switch, because once I have my own branding and once I'm able to start getting my own overlays, starting soons, be right backs, stream ending, stream offline, stuff like that, that's branded more towards my channel, and I'm not using something that's tied into Streamlabs, I will be making that complete switch. Also, I really like the fact that Streamlabs calls donations tips, because let's face it, they're not donations.
Yeah.
Right.
No one's no, we're not a charity. This is I mean, it's a tip.
Yep.
People are tipping us money. They shouldn't be called donations. I
Yeah.
think that's a terrible thing for that to be called that, because it really misleads people, and people get absolutely hosed on taxes. Because they don't understand that how that works, because it's called a donation. So I think that needs to be reworded.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
that's just one man's opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So you're saying if you have if you have your own layout that you already use, you can then you definitely onto Stream Elements OBS instead.
Yeah, because I also like the OG. I like the OG OBS way better than I like Stream Elements or Streamlabs OBS. I think it uses way less CPU, and it's a lot less cumbersome. The only thing I really like about the Streamlabs OBS is I like the fact that my chat is right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, once I start to figure out the best placement for chat, I mean, legitimately, it's a waste of my time anyways.
There's actually a way you can add it to the regular OBS Live. I think I saw there's an extension that you can add to it that will give you your chat directly on there. You can actually move it around anywhere you want. You can make it to the left, the middle, the right, anywhere. You can move it around.
That's what I want. I want to be able to put it on the left side so it's closer to my game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You can do that, and then if you want, you can even add it as part of your stream as well. So you just click one button and there it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, I'm wearing your shirt.
Whoop, whoop. Right on. Well, we're running in on like an hour, over an hour now, and
that's nice.
Yeah,
I do have one question for you guys. What got you guys into streaming?
Very important question.
Yeah, why don't you hit it first, Lance?
All right. So, nobody get mad. So I started streaming last December. That's when I started streaming. But prior to that, I kid you not, I honestly found the whole concept of people sitting down for like hours and watching other people playing games, I found it a little silly.
Yep.
I found it silly. Like, I don't get me wrong. I watch YouTube videos for hours on end. Like, I sometimes watch other people, like, maybe like when they do certain parts of a game. But I wouldn't want to spoil a whole game for myself by just watching them live stream it the whole way. But the reason why I even decided to start streaming was because I play games almost every day. Like, when I get back from work, I'll take out like maybe 2 hours before I go to bed and I'll play something. So I was just like, let me try Twitch out and see how I feel with it. But before I started, I sat down and I did a bunch of research. I was looking up how easy it is to get into streaming, how to build your layout, how to make your page look nice, how to try and attract people to your streams, all that stuff. So it took me like a good 2-3 weeks before I even started streaming. Like, I spent 2-3 weeks researching, doing the whole setup and everything. Then I started streaming. And then it took me like a month and a quarter to hit affiliate. And I think I could definitely say that was thanks to all the prep work that I did prior to starting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think probably the same with me. Um, so I started streaming mostly because I was home and bored. Um, so my I'm so used to working all the time. I do a lot of like I'm just a mover. I'm always doing something. And so when my wife was pregnant, I was home more, and so because I was home, I was looking for something to do and started. I thought, well, I was watching some of the larger streamers and going, this does not look very hard. I'm sure I could do something similar, but not at like the large capacity. But I was like, I could probably put something out there that let's just see who would watch. And I had a webcam and I had some things. So like you, Lance, I started doing some research and I spent a couple of days looking into it. I'm like, this is not that big of a deal. So I put it out there. I had just got Red Dead. No, well, I started my first two streams. They were like test streams. Were with a Yakuza game, and I was just going around kicking people's faces in to kind of set things up. But I knew I was getting the Red Dead game, so I was waiting really. And as soon as I got that, that's when I started. And I put it out there that I was going to go through the whole game on stream and then see if I enjoyed it. And then once I was finished with that game, then I would decide if I was going to continue going. Well, this has been an ongoing process since whenever Red Dead came out.
Yeah, you haven't finished it yet.
No, so I'm still here playing around with it. Obviously, I think part of the reason why I like it so much is I got pulled into this group, and the community here is so amazing, and I just got around the group of positive people that really build each other up and look to make each other's lives better. That's what attracted me to that, and so out of that I wanted to continue going and create a community in the same way in my own streams. So they kind of overlap, and actually I would say I spend way more time here in the Angel Raiders group, and I find this just as fun and rewarding as streaming a couple of times a week.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So how did you get into it, Mute?
Well, play video games a lot, and I mean, I'm a pretty introverted person, so I mean, the most I get out is if I'm going to work or my wife makes me go somewhere, and that's about the only time I get out. So I don't meet a lot of people. So, and I'm also a pretty socially awkward person, so I mean, I kind of figured, well, I kind of wanted to build a community, make some friends, do stuff like that. And I figured what better way than to broadcast and try to find people who are pretty similar to me and connect that way.
Yeah. And
it's one of the best ways.
Yep. And it seems like that's what happens is you start attracting people kind of with similar values or goals, and your community just kind of grows around that.
Yeah. I've made some really awesome friends doing this, and that was the goal. It was never monetization, because I enjoy my job, and I'm never going to try to do this full time. Never do I want to do this full time. Absolutely. Definitely. This is there would be, I mean, you dip below a certain sub count, or you don't get enough tips, or you don't get enough bits, and it's just like, okay, well, I mean, the bills and stuff like that, and I'm just like, and then I have to learn how to do estimated taxes and try to figure all that stuff out, and I'm just
that's
like,
actually a lot.
I'm just like, I mean, the small amounts of minor money that you get from it, cool, that's awesome, I enjoy that support, but it's more about making those connections, making the friends, and building relationships.
Right.
Totally agree. Like, I do, like, streaming for me, it was really all about just finding other people that share the same interests as me.
Right.
Which is why I'm very, very happy that I found the Angel Raiders, because y'all are amazing.
Yeah.
too. Like you said, I would never want to do this full time.
No.
Like I can't. Yeah, gaming is supposed to be fun. It's something that you do because you want to relax and have a good time. Not something that you do because you're going to be here all day, every day playing a game. And at that point, you're pretty much a slave to your community.
Right. And I think I would find myself hating playing games after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's recreational, and
yeah.
But
I want to keep it that way.
Props to the people who do it full time and love it, and yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine playing Fortnite every single day for 8 hours and not absolutely hating that game more than literally anything.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't imagine doing that with any game. Like I mean I played Apex for like since it came, like the day it released until I got into I started playing Monster Hunter World, picking that back up because they had an event going. I played Apex until then. I was just getting absolutely burnt out, and I can't imagine doing that every day for 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's wild. So you said Monster Hunter had a new event.
They had so for the anniversary of Monster Hunter World, they released on. They did the event. It's the spring event, but they took all the events from the past year
and they brought everything into it.
And brought everything in it, so you can get legitimately everything.
Yeah,
that they've introduced, except for the PlayStation exclusives. Like on the PC, you can't get Alloy's armor and bow.
Right.
And you can't get Ryu or Sakura either.
No, you cannot.
Yeah,
I don't think you can get those on PS4 either or Xbox. I think those are completely done. I think those two are done.
Like done. I thought they brought it back for the PS4 though.
They did at one point, but I don't think they're in this event.
So wait, there's an event going on right now? I thought the spring event already happened.
It started April 25th and it ends May 16th. Some of them end earlier. Some of the parts of the events end earlier. They ended May 3rd, but the entire event ends May 16th.
I see. They haven't released the Witcher event on PC yet, have they?
No, that comes at May 6th. Basically, when they end the spring event, they're rolling out the Witcher event.
Bet. That's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for that event for so long.
Well, hey guys, I gotta start wrapping this thing up. It's starting to get late, and I gotta work in the morning.
Absolutely.
No, I'm the downer tonight.
Yeah, I need to get in the shower and get ready for bed.
We all need to go sleep too.
Yeah. Before we do that, I think Z Pyro is getting ready to drop a raid in the chat there. But before we do that, we need to give our 1,000 viewer hype party dance, which is not going to really be a dance because you saw my dance last week. It's not happening. So if you were a part of the raid, we were doing this earlier. You remember that? Okay, I got some music. I don't know if you guys can even hear it coming through, but you'll just have to trust me.
Might.
Oh yeah, follow along. See if you can hear. Can you hear that at all?
Nope.
Okay, well just pretend, and we'll smile, and this will take us out. For everybody else, thank you for coming out tonight and being a part of the Angel Raiders podcast. You all are awesome. And hey, Mute, you want to plug your channels or anything?
Sure. I am OrdinaryMute on everything, on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I'm going to create an Instagram at some point. It's capital O, capital M. It's nice and easy. So that's where I'm at.
All right, Lance, you want to go out?
Sure. Y'all can find me at Lanzeral. I know some people find it hard to pronounce, I don't know why, but it's the same way it's spelled on my Discord, so Lanzeral. You can find me on, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I have a Facebook. I don't use it, so don't worry about the Facebook. But that's about it.
All right. Let's 1,000 viewer hype. Say goodbye. That's gonna be the screenshot.
Hey.
All right, y'all. Have a wonderful night. See
You
y'all
too.
later.
See ya.
Good night.
All right. We are no longer live. Now we're no longer live.